Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you have all had a wonderful day. So today's video is my no buy or low buy September update. So I actually got this idea from the lovely Kirsty Kirby. She's got a great channel talking about kind of saving money, minimalism, like just all kind of really cool and really exciting things that I think are really helpful in terms of being mindful of your belongings and your world around you. I feel like I've butchered a description of her channel, but I really think you should head over there and check her out because she's really, really lovely, and I head over to her channel a lot for inspiration and tips. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, the reason I'm kind of updating you is I didn't do too bad. So at the start of September, I made this little chart. It's my no buy September chart. And right, let me talk you through it. So the crosses are days where I didn't spend anything unnecessarily. So obviously I had my lunch allowance and I could spend that how I wanted to, whether I spent it on lunches for the week or I spent it on a takeaway. That was kind of up to me. And then the little stars here, where's the other one? Star. There were three. Oh yeah, here. On the 13th, the 16th, and then on the 28th. Those are days where I bought things I shouldn't have bought. Now, let's talk about those. So I have a little clip which I will insert at the end of this to show you what I purchased that was technically an unnecessary spend. But there were a few items for my wedding. There was a takeaway at one point, I think. And yeah, a few kind of decor pieces that I didn't need, but I really wanted. Autumn is one of my favourite seasons. Autumn and Christmas are like my favourite seasons. And I didn't want to pass us up on some of the decor items that I'd seen. So I did purchase them. I didn't go out of my means. I actually did really, really well last month in terms of not spending unnecessarily and being able to save more than I usually would. Hence the only having 3 days where I spent when I shouldn't have spent, if that makes sense. Whereas I think a couple of months before that, this would have been covered. And there were a couple of items where I went into shops where I actually picked it up, had it in my hand most of the way around the shop, and then thought, no, you don't need it. And I put it back. And I was actually really pleased with myself on those occasions. There were a couple of books I picked up and then put back again. I took photos of them on my phone instead and sort of thought, well, you know, if I'm still thinking about them next month, then I'll get them. And I have to be honest, I still haven't bought them. So we're halfway through October now. And yeah, I still haven't bought the books that I really, really, really needed in September and put back. So I think I will continue to see if I can kind of keep putting them off, and maybe I'll just put them onto a Christmas list and ask for them then. But yeah, September, I did really well. And I was really kind of proud of myself and how I did. October, I know it's not part of this kind of update, but October hasn't been going so well for me so far. There's been a lot of events, a lot of occasions, a lot of outings, and just generally a lot of things that have kind of gone on for me in October. So October has not been a great saving month. However, I have some new things I want to talk to you about, and new kind of saving ideas. So yeah, we're just going to get into it. So I may or may not have said at the beginning of September, I can't remember, that my credit card had got quite high, or considerably higher than I thought it had when I actually went back and looked through everything. And that was sort of really starting to worry me. I was kind of like, I am really, really struggling to figure out how I'm going to pay this back with having obviously interest rate on top. And yeah, it was just a bit of a nightmare kind of time halfway through September, worrying about it. And I spoke to a couple of girls at work, and I ended up getting myself a 20-month interest-free balance transfer. So yeah, I'm not one of these people that tends to chop and change between credit cards, but I felt that this was really important for me to get paid off, and I didn't want to have to stress about paying an extra £60 each month on top of what I already owed because I couldn't pay it off in full. Obviously, as I've said before, we are getting married in September next year, and we are going on a honeymoon in September next year. So there is a lot to kind of save up for. And obviously with Christmas coming, it's been a stressful time thinking about money. And I didn't want to put more stress on myself by having to worry about the credit card that I'd racked up. So I am not using my old credit card. That one stays in my purse, and it is there purely for emergencies if I need it. But it is inside like a little envelope, so I actually have to physically open the envelope in order to use it, but it is there. The new credit card has been a bit of a faff with working out how to actually make a payment on it. Don't even get me started, HSBC. Suck. But it is there, and I have 20 months to pay it off interest free, and I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to worry. I'm going to kind of make a monthly payment each month to make sure I am paying off some of it, and it will just take as long as it takes. My main priority is obviously saving for the wedding and saving for a honeymoon, and making sure that those things are paid off. So I'm glad that I did the interest-free balance transfer, because it's just given me more time to kind of fix what I let myself do. So yeah, that was a pain in the tush. But the positive that's kind of come from this is I finally treated myself to one of these. Now, I bought this in October, so it doesn't count in my September, but this is a budget binder, essentially. So you have your little binder, and in it you have your kind of little wallets, and there are 12 in here. So I have 12 for every month, but that's not how I'm going to use them. So I have done some labels, but I still need to do a few more. So I, at the moment, have 5 folders that have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. And in those ones, I have, I'll show you my envelope. I have the £15 that I allow myself as my like lunch money for the week, because I feel like I don't need to spend more than £15 on my lunches. So I have this little kind of envelope here, and it shows you, so I start off with £15, and then I just write down each time I spend something and how much is remaining. So I spent £3 on something, £2.72, £5.54, and then I had £3.74 left, and then I spent that, so I am left with 0. So once I have bought something, I then put the receipt for it in this wallet. So I was having, I have got cash, so I take out the £60 I need for my lunches and put it in cash into these wallets at the beginning of the month. That is my plan. So as I say, I've got week 2, week 3 and week 4. So there is £15 in there at the moment. And then I have put in a week 5, because I know occasionally there are some months that have a 5th week. My next one is petrol. So that's up there, so I can kind of figure out how much I'm spending on my petrol. Emergencies as well. So some of these I won't have physical money for. So for petrol, it will be in my current account, but I will have an allotted amount for it, so that when I it will be like a cashless envelope system for those ones. So whereas obviously my lunch ones have physical cash, my petrol and emergencies, presents, and like general spending money that I'm going to allow myself, that will be a cashless envelope. So it will still have this thing that lets me know exactly how much I've spent and when, blah, blah, blah. And it will have all the receipts in it to let me know how much there is, to kind of have proof of my purchases, essentially. And then I will be able to keep a real eye on my spending, my kind of habits, my savings, all that kind of stuff. This was £7, I think, off of eBay, and I'm really excited about it. And I think it's going to really help, because since I've started budgeting, I have been a lot better at minding my money, let's say. So obviously in as I said, October's been a bit of a flop month for me. I am going on holiday with my sister in a couple of days, so obviously there's been a bit of money spent on that. And yeah, it's just been a bit hectic. There's been a lot going on, but I haven't wanted to kind of not have, oh, excuse me, I haven't not wanted to have experiences just because I know I'd been a bit silly with money. So I'd put money aside for the holiday, and I'd been doing that. And I've obviously been putting money aside for emergencies and savings, etc. But unfortunately, I just let my credit card add up. So I am gonna, as I say, pay that off slowly. But I am gonna use this budgeting tool to really help me, kind of in the long run with sorting myself out, let's say. So yeah, these tools have really helped. I'm planning on doing another no spend November, I think, because I think that really helped, and especially to have it visually as well so I can see what I'm doing. But yeah, I think I did really well in September, and I'm really proud of how I did. I will insert the clip of the things I bought. But yeah, let me know how you guys got on, if you joined in as well. And yeah, let me know if you have any tips, tricks, ideas to help me save more, spend less, and be a bit more intentional. I am trying. It's just a slow process. But yeah, so I will be using these, and yeah, wish me luck. Hi guys, so this is the clip of me showing you the things that I bought technically unnecessarily throughout my no spend September. But a lot of this is actually bought for our wedding next year. And I knew that the shops were going to be doing kind of autumnal Halloween-esque stuff. So although I didn't originally go into these shops to find these things, apart from one place, I noticed them and then just picked them up for the wedding. So the two things that I purchased that aren't related for the wedding, the first is a set of these two like boxes. They've just got some bits and bobs in at the moment, but they're to go on our bookcase unit in the spare, well, in our living room. And they were two, there we go. They were two for £5. They were reduced, and I knew I wanted to get some for that unit, so I did just pick them up. Part of me didn't even really think about it, but I'm kind of classing them as a necessity, even though I probably didn't need to buy them in September. Yeah, that's the first thing. The next thing is this really cute pumpkin-shaped cookie jar that I got from Home Bargains. It was £6, and yeah, I just thought it was really, really sweet, and I didn't want to leave it behind, so I bought it. I'm probably not going to use this as a cookie jar. Biscuits don't tend to last that long in our house. Me and Dre, if it's an open packet, we're eating it. So this is probably just going to sit on my mantelpiece. We have quite a big stone or like brick fireplace, so it'll probably sit on that, and yeah, I will use it to hold candles or something. And then I may have a use for it at the wedding. I'm not sure. We're going to do like bookmarks potentially as wedding favours, just an idea I had. So I could stand them in this. I don't know. I haven't really decided, but I didn't initially buy it for the wedding. So yeah, there's the two things that I didn't initially buy wedding based. The next, I actually saw these in B&M when I went in to get my cereal and my like snacks for lunches for the week. So I always go to B&M or Home Bargains for those, just because they tend to be cheaper than the supermarkets. And I thought, while I'm in there, I'm just going to have a little look down the Halloween decor aisle, just because I thought if there is anything for the wedding, then I can grab it. And I saw these, so I did get 8 of them. They had 8, which is incredibly lucky. And we have 8 tables potentially for guests. And they had these ceramic pumpkins. So there's this like brownie, yeah, this brownie kind of nudie coloured one with a gold top. Then there's this gorgeous orange one. I don't know where's the best place to show it to you. Then like, yeah, this orangey one with a gold top, and then this white one with a gold top. Yeah, they're ceramic. They were £3 each, and I got 8 of them. So yes, £24 on ceramic pumpkins. But I thought they were really gorgeous. They're going to go with our kind of aesthetic for the wedding. And I don't want to leave them behind. They are literally perfect. So they didn't have any more than 8, which is quite lucky really, because I think I possibly would have bought more had they had them. But the fact they had 8 was perfect, because that's the amount of tables that we have. So yes, there's those. So I spent £29 in B&M, £5 on those boxes, and then £24 on the pumpkins. And then, as I say, I went into Home Bargains, and I had seen, who is it? Brummy Mummy doing like a Halloween decor haul, and I thought I'm just going to have a quick watch. And she was talking about some velvet pumpkins that she had found in Home Bargains for £1.99 for a pack of 4. And I went in and they didn't have them out. And I was like, okay, that's a shame. I would have liked to have had a look at them for the wedding again. But they didn't have them out. And then as I was going around a corner, they had all these big trolleys full of boxes of stuff that they hadn't put out yet. And right on the top was the box of velvet pumpkins. So I asked the lady in there, and she was really, really nice, and she got them out and let me have a look at them. So I did get 5 packs. So the first set I got are these kind of browny, pinky, nudie kind of ones. There's those. I got 2 packs of those, so they were £1.99 each. And then I got 2 sets of these orange, yellow, brown ones, and then this sort of silvery and brown set. So yeah, 5 packs altogether. They were £1.99 each. But I just love a pumpkin. So that, I think I mentioned it in my no spend original video, that our wedding is going to be autumnal themed. Lots of reds, oranges, dark yellows, lots of kind of harvesty themes. So pumpkins are obviously definitely in there. I did buy some little crocheted pumpkins that are going out as well. But when I saw these, they don't weigh anything. They're just, I imagine they're polystyrene with a velvet cover. But I just thought they would be perfect. I think they're going to be really sweet to kind of go with the ceramic ones. And yeah, I just bought them. I think they're going to be great. And they're for the wedding. So I did spend £45, give or take, on unnecessary items, if we're putting it in those terms. But I am counting a considerable amount of that, bar the boxes and the pumpkin cookie jar, as things for the wedding. So I'm not going to kind of mark myself down on that, because I did know that I was potentially going to see stuff for the wedding. So I had it in mind that I might purchase something. I don't know if I mentioned that in my no spend original video, but yeah, as I say, the boxes weren't necessary. I could have gone another month without those, so that is unfortunate. And the pumpkin jar, again, I could have potentially gone without that, but I just think it's really lovely, and I will continue to use it year in, year out. So it's not going to be a wasteful item, if that makes sense. But I definitely could have managed without getting those 2 things. The pumpkins for the wedding, I think I personally needed those, because by this time next year, we're literally 3 days away from the wedding. So yeah, I think that's something that I just needed to get now. But yeah, overall though, I think it's not been too bad. But yeah, they are the things I unnecessarily bought. I will take you back to original wrap up me to talk about how the rest of the month went.